Hey guys, and welcome back to I'm Already Losing the Will to Live. We're moving on to the second world, this time Dinosaur Jungle. Were there dinosaurs in the Arabian Nights? Fuck if I know. Let's get through this mission.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are dinosaurs in the 1001 Nights. I mean, obviously I can't say that they're definitely not because I haven't read them all, but I'm pretty sure that they're not.
What I heard, to the best of my knowledge, is that there was a Sinbad tale, and there were giant lizards or something, and that's the closest approximation I've ever been able to find.
You might be giving them credit for wanky bullshit there, to be fair.
Possibly.
I mean, there might be a voyage of Sinbad that involves giant lizards, but I will actually have to properly read through the Sinbad the Sailor article to be able to locate that, and there's far too much text there because it goes into each of his bloody voyages.
Yeah, he went on a lot of them, but before Richie gets a chance to splurge info about Aladdin's wonderful lamp, Flame. Dino, it's a jungle, Dino the Wicked Wild, your thoughts?
This level, the main level of it, is fine. There's one particular extra mission, which thankfully we don't have to do, that is quite infamous. And that is one where you have to go and find these dinosaur eggs and transport them to certain holders, and you will end up missing things and looping around the level over and over because they're in weird places and it gets really fucking annoying.
That one's optional?
Yes, Rich, you wasted your time for nothing.
Oh my god.
Also, holders, they're nests, mate.
Oh, I can't think of the fucking word on the spot. What do you expect from me? It's not like I'm a YouTube commentator or anything. But yeah, I do think this has some interesting little gimmicks as well. I do particularly like the sort of riding on the logs through the water part, even though you are very vulnerable there and one spike ball to the face and you're dead. But still, it's just like a cool little level set piece. Although these things which we have seen, they're recurring through the game, I don't know, how do you do them so it goes completely straight? Because I always end up going at an angle somehow, even if I'm certain I'm holding the controller flat.
Oh, you just keep it neutral position and then you flap it up and down.
Right, I've never been able to pull that off properly. I always end up going off to the side and then missing me jump like a complete twat.
Well, thankfully, most of the missions don't require you to be pitch perfect with that. But Richie, Flame's talked about the level. I guess you can have your say, but what do you think of the music?
The music, it's not as good as Let the Speed Mend It, but it's still kind of fun in the same sort of hilarious way that all of the other tracks in the game are. It's got a charm to it.
It's very memey, I should say that.
Yes.
I am curious how so many of these songs ended up with slightly poorly translated Englishy lyrics though, because that's not something that happens often in Sonic. But we've got Dino, it's jungle, which is the actual lyric in that exact phrasing. And there's other songs in the game if true free be stop never through all that's happening, because that makes fucking sense.
Did you have a stroke in the middle of saying that? I think you're lying, honestly.
No, I just spouted out the first bunch of words that came to my head. It's probably a Secret Rings lyric.
Oh, that's probably how they wrote it, honestly.
You see them tweets sometimes that keep tapping auto finish until you get a sentence. That's probably what that was. But yeah, a lot of the vocal tracks in this game are performed by a performer called Rumblebee, who also did some of the Sonic Riders music, and they are two completely different music styles. Because you go from this sort of rock but with sitars music over to techno.
Yeah, I would say this is more melodic rock, and yeah, Riders, to its credit, the music fits the genre. It's very techno-y, there's a lot of warp and bass in there. It's not bad. I'm not a fan of the Riders series, but I know there are people who enjoy that, and On Gravitify is a pretty dope song, so there's that.
That it is. So you got the Englishy lyrics which make no sense. Instrumentals are really cool, and I'll say there's some songs for this that I always remember and I go back to a lot. But there's some of the later ones, I couldn't tell you what fucking Pirate Storm or whatever sounds off the top of my head. It's just because there's some that just stick with me and others that are what? And that's maybe because I don't look back on this game that fondly. So the levels that I can bear and I play, I'm fine with them. Pirate Storm I'd never want to touch again.
I don't know if Pirate Storm's level theme actually has lyrics. It may be the only one that doesn't. Even that, they're very, very subtle.
Possibly, yeah.
I think you might be right on that one, actually. But obviously we'll find out when we get there.
Yeah, we're recording in batches of 5 because it's a 10-part playthrough, so Pirate Storm will be the last upload this week. Now, the most important part of this particular part. Richie.
Yes.
Dinosaurs. Y/N.
Were you expecting me to be reading the Sinbad article during this time frame? Because I wasn't, I was watching the pretty colours.
No, I'm just asking you your general opinion of dinosaurs, mate.
Oh, I like dinosaurs. I think your whole thing about them saying about giant snakes is definitely correct. Because in the second voyage of Sinbad the Sailor, he finds himself stranded in an island which contains rock eggs. He attaches himself to a rock and is transported to a valley of giant snakes which can swallow elephants.
Oh, are you trying to say the roof? Because it's spelled like R-U-K-H, but it's pronounced roof.
No, it's R-O-C. It might be Rook, yeah.
Oh, that might be the westernization, because obviously we have the Rock's Feather in the Zelda franchise and the Rock's Cape as well.
That is exactly where it comes from.
Yep.
Because the Rock is a legendary bird of prey.
A pretty good wrestler and also a pretty good voiceover as well.
Yeah.
Flame, what's your take on dinosaurs, mate? Because I was fucking nuts for them as a kid. I collected that one magazine where you get like a piece of a dinosaur model every week, and I had a T-Rex and everything. I just love that shit.
They're alright. That's all I got. I kind of like the things where they fight robot sharks in space. That's cool, but otherwise,
Dinosaur Laser Party or some shit.
Dinosaur Laser Fire, yeah, that's lit. I don't even care.
Yeah, it's a pretty good song. It's a goddamn dinosaur laser fight. Good shit.
But yeah, dinosaurs just in general, I think they're cool. Is it the History Museum where they have that big, reconstruction of the T-Rex's bones?
Oh, Dippy the Diplodocus. Oh, well, there will be a National History Museum, some description that has a giant T-Rex in it. I believe the National History Museum in the UK had Dippy the Diplodocus in their entrance hall for many, 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 many years.
Oh, I love how they'll go like something for a dinosaur, but Boatface is out of the question.
I know, but Dippy's now going on tour of I don't know if it's the UK or the world.
That's a normal, regular-ass thing, but even in context, it sounds silly.
I know, so they've now got a massive whale skeleton hanging from the roof, which they've also given a name, but I can't remember what they're called.
Roof Skellywelly, or some shit like that. Not a fan of the flower enemies, I find them kind of annoying.
Or they're the health bar enemies, aren't they? Which, when the game is always prompting you to go forward, parts where you have to keep on attacking the same thing aren't really the most comfortable actions to take.
Yeah, very true, very true. Rishi, do you have a favourite dinosaur?
Not particularly, I don't think. I mean, I suppose maybe the Archaeopteryx.
Oh.
Because that's sort of the link between dinosaurs and birds, and because it's the only dinosaur that I can think of right now that's not a bog standard one, that's a little bit different and quirky.
Yeah, I was going to go with the Allosaurus, because it's like a T-Rex, but it's got little horns on its head.
I was going to go with Denver, but hey.
He's the last dinosaur. Come to think of it, I think scientists have found the bones of Clifford the Big Red Dog alongside Denver, so, less said about that the better. So yeah, that was hard mode, I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't get hit, hooray!
Well done somehow not getting hit in this, which, them ones, the spiky plants at the end, they're the annoying parts of the Don't Get Hit Dino Jungle mission, because goddamn they throw them in at the most inconvenient of positions.
I know, because they're always on the end of a bend, and because of how Sonic moves, you end up doing the weirdest motions to get over them and round. And it's just like, why? Why are you doing this to me, game?
Thankfully, no matter whether he's on the ground or in the sky, Sonic will follow the track, so you can use that to your advantage to get over those things.
It's just really sticks out to me. It's odd when Sonic can somehow jump dash around a corner, which you see in that section there, and you also see a few parts of Evil Foundry as well where you can do that, and it locks on, and it just really does not look right.
Evil Foundry is the next world, by the way, but we're still balls deep in the Dino Jungle, so we'll get to that when we get to that.
Yeah, once we've reconfigured our skill rings again.
Oh, you don't have to do it every time, I just like upgrading as I go.
Which is always good. Now, since we're continuing Dino stuff, can I do my full story of Aladdin, since obviously we didn't really have time last time, and would like to just do it properly, do a bit of justice.
Go for it, mate. If it means less talking for us and easier editing for me, go for it by all means.
Awesome. So, the plot summary from Wikipedia, because this is very helpful. So, Aladdin is an impoverished young ne'er-do-well dwelling in one of the cities of China. He's recruited by a sorcerer from Maghreb, who passes himself off as the brother of Aladdin's late father, Mustafa the tailor, convincing Aladdin and his mother of his goodwill by pretending to set up the lad as a wealthy merchant. The sorcerer's real motive is to persuade young Aladdin to retrieve a wonderful oil lamp from a booby-trapped magic cave. After the sorcerer attempts to double-cross him, Aladdin finds himself trapped in the cave. Fortunately, Aladdin is still wearing a magic ring the sorcerer has lent him. When he rubs his hands in despair, he inadvertently rubs the ring, and a genie, or genie, spelled differently, appears, who releases him from the cave so that he can return to his mother, fortunately still carrying the lamp. When his mother tries to clean the lamp so they can sell it to buy food for their supper, a second far more powerful genie appears who is bound to do the bidding of the person holding the lamp.
Oh, okay, that's very close to what secret rings use then.
Yeah. With the aid of the genie of the lamp, Aladdin becomes rich and powerful and marries Princess Badroulbadour, the Sultan's daughter.
I'm glad they changed that for the adaptation then.
I know. After magically foiling her marriage to the vizier's son, the genie builds Aladdin and his bride a wonderful palace far more magnificent than the Sultan's. The sorcerer hears of Aladdin's good fortune and returns. He gets his hand on the lamp by tricking Aladdin's wife, who is unaware of the lamp's importance, by offering to exchange new lamps for old. He orders the genie of the lamp to take the palace, along with all its contents, to his home in Maghreb. Fortunately, Aladdin still has the magic ring, and is able to summon the lesser genie. The genie of the ring cannot directly undo any of the magic of the genie of the lamp, but he is able to transport Aladdin to Maghreb, where, with the help of the woman's wiles, the princess, he recovers the lamp and slays the sorcerer, returning the palace to its proper place.
Nice.
The sorcerer's more powerful and evil brother plots to destroy Aladdin for killing his brother by disguising himself as an old woman known for her healing powers. Badroulbadour falls for his disguise and commands the woman to stay in her palace in case of any illnesses. Aladdin is warned of this danger by the genie of the lamp and slays the impostor. Everyone lives happily ever after, Aladdin eventually succeeding to his father-in-law's throne. And that is the real story of Aladdin.
There you go, there you go. Don't believe that Disney tripe, and fuck you, Flame, I'm not going to give you a chance to agree properly and non-ironically.
Well, I mean, that's just proof you need to read the manga.
The worst part is when stuff like that is accurate, but I still don't want to accept it, you know?
But yeah, like, I know you guys are going to be talking about like the Disney adaptation and that from time to time. I remember absolutely nothing from it, so my connection with the story is through Sonic and the Secret Ring. So hearing Richie give the like actual accurate thing there, it's like, yeah, maybe this weren't the best reference for the story.
Well, Flame, just to let you know, I can show you the world.
I know enough about it to get annoyed by that. Don't try it.
Now, obviously, the next story time with Richie will go into Alibaba and the 40 Thieves, because obviously we've met Alibaba now for like 5 seconds. We're hardly going to see him ever again, but I might as well, since it's a famous story from the Arabian Nights.
Well, we could possibly save that for when we go to Skeleton Dome, when it's actually appropriate to talk about.
That would be good. That would be very smart. Yes, I think we'll do that.
I'm not a fan of that level at all, so it will be nice to not just be screaming at the screen for half an hour.
Definitely.
But yeah, I think we've got just this one more dinosaur level for now, and then we don't have to come back here until the cleanup, which will be refreshing.
Yeah, there's like a 40-minute part towards the end of the playthrough where we try and find the world rings that weren't part of the main story for some reason.
Because, yeah, that was a really smart decision to hide plot important items.
They're the secret rings, not the easy-to-find rings. What do you want?
I want them to be the Chaos Emeralds of this world, in that they are, like, important to the plot, and therefore we find them as part of the story, because then that doesn't make me go faffing through levels which I honestly couldn't give less of a crap about anymore.
I heard you say fapping through there, I'm sorry.
What the fuck? How are you ending up being more like this than I am these days? I don't fucking get.
You're a bad influence, what can I say?
If I was a bad influence, you'd get to my level, not beyond.
Yeah, I suppose so. So, yeah, that was Dino Jungle. We won't be back here for a while. It's pretty good, but I think the next level is a bit better, which we will see after about 10,000 update prompts. Jesus. Ugh.
All these exciting unlocks.
Evil Foundry is the tits, mate. But,
Da-da-da-da!
yeah, I'm done. We'll see you next time. Bye.